Hey, it's Ilya from Northwest Maids. Today we're going to talk about laundry symbols. So here's a clear guide to the care labels that you find on your laundry. Basically, they're the small icons, and they will tell you how to properly wash and dry your laundry, different ironing temperatures, and different professional cleaning procedures for cleaning your clothing. So this avoids shrinkage, this avoids dye transfer, it prevents knits from being warped, and it extends the life of your clothes. So if you have excessive heat or harsh machine agitation, that can really damage your clothes. So you want to avoid that. So where the symbols are, first of all, there's three possible locations: side seams, your neckline, and your waistband areas. So there's the process is actually you have to read them from left to right, and there's four lanes, which includes the wash tub, the bleach triangle, the drying square, and finally the iron. So the circle points to professional cleaning. So if you see a circle, that means you need to get it dry cleaned. And the wash tub is the first one. So the wash tub indicates the water temperature and the machine action. So the maximum temperature in Celsius is the number there. And the white dots represent the heat levels through three stages of cool, warm, and hot. So the single line beneath the tub requires a soft washing cycle. So don't set it to the regular wash. And the washing machine operates at its most delicate setting when two lines appear. So if you see the two lines, you want to make sure it's washed as a delicate. Now, sometimes you'll see the tub and it has like a hand symbol, and that means that it requires hand washing, which is not very common. But if you do see that, you want to make sure to wash it by hand and not exceed 30 degrees Celsius. And use gentle hand movements. Don't like wring out your clothes. Don't do things like that. And you want to use mild detergent and then towel pressing to remove the water and then flatten the clothing item to its original shape, which will make sure the seams don't get damaged. So if the tub is crossed out, that means that the washing should be done without water. So obviously that still means you still need to clean it. Basically, you want to not wash it at home. You have to do professional cleaning only when necessary. And you want to make sure to clean specific spots on the fabric which have the correct material strength. So, okay, spin, agitation, and why the underlines matter. The underlines on the fabric label indicate that the material will experience stretching, pilling, and finish deterioration when people move normally. So the lower spin speed and the shorter cycles will actually create less friction, and so that'll extend the life of that clothing item. And if you want to use a mesh bag, that can also really help because otherwise, if it has like hooks or zippers or straps, that'll help to prevent damage to the clothing item as well as the washing machine. So, water temperature. If it has one or two dots, and if it says 30, that usually means that you need to wash it at 30 degrees or less, basically. And there's two reasons why you want to use cooler water. Number one, it protects the dye, so it protects the color. And number two, you want to stop the fabric from contracting, from shrinking, basically. So what we're trying to do here when we clean the clothes is oil extraction, and it becomes more effective when you use warm water because it better removes the oils and the light soil particles than cold water does. And then the process of stain setting will occur when you do not perform adequate rinsing of the item. So hot water speeds usually speed up the cleaning, but it will damage elastane materials and cause dark cotton colors to fade. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's move on to bleach symbols. So the triangle, if it's plain, that indicates that bleach usage is allowed. So you can use bleach if the triangle is plain, but obviously there's no requirement to use it. If there's two diagonal lines inside the triangle, that means that the product contains non-chlorine bleach, which is usually oxygen bleach, so that's what you should use. And the cross triangle symbol indicates that you should not use bleach at all, which includes whitening powders, by the way, so don't use those. So let's say you have some brighter whites, but you can't use bleach on them. Well, you need to use some alternative methods, right? So you can soak them in cool water for an extended period of time. You can apply stain removal products before washing them. Make sure to rinse them well, and you can actually use vinegar as a solution, but it can actually damage certain, dyes and finishes. So be cautious with vinegar. Okay, drying symbols. So a square means that, like if you see the square and there's a circle inside there, that means you can use tumble drying. That's totally fine. And the circle contains heat level indicators, right? So the dots that you see there. So if you have a lot of dots, that means it's okay to use high heat. Lower dots means lower heat. And a cross square means you do not use the tumble drying method. So you may want to just hang it up to dry. Okay, so a curved line at the top of the square means line dry, right? So you want to hang it on a line to dry it. If you have horizontal lines, that means dry flat storage. So you want to protect sweaters and heavy knits from stretching. 3 vertical lines means that the item needs to dry through dripping while avoiding any need to wring out. And the diagonal shade line indicates the area in shade should remain dry to prevent fading of the surface, so don't put it out in the sun. And then the tumble dry symbols, right? So the dots in the diagram show different heat levels. 1 dot is for low heat, 2 dot for medium heat, 3 dots for high heat. So a cross circle, so a circle with a cross in it inside the square indicates that you cannot use a dryer at all. So the tumble symbol requires you to use a gentle washing cycle, but you should take the item out when it reaches a slightly damp state to stop it from becoming over dry. So don't dry it too much. Okay, let's move on to the iron symbols. So again, the iron icon indicates that you can use ironing, but the lowest heat setting should be used for synthetic fibers, and that means there would be 1 dot on there. 2 dots, you can use it for wool and different wool blends, and 3 dots, you can use it for cotton and linen. So a crossed iron symbol indicates that you should not use ironing, but you can use a steamer at a safe distance if the fabric allows for it. Just try it on a small piece of fabric first. Okay, steam limits. So the presence of crossed steam marks, that indicates that you should stay away from steam because the combination of heat and moisture will result in water spots or pile damage. So you want to avoid that. You can basically get it to be flat by applying pressure through a cloth. So you put a cloth and you just apply pressure to it to make sure it's flat instead of steaming it. And then a circle means that the item requires expert cleaning. So you want to take it to dry cleaning. And basically you want to, by the way, when you go to the professional cleaning service, you want to show the label to the cleaner. So, and also point out any sort of stains that are on the item. Okay, so some other common symbols. If you see a tub and it says 30 degrees Celsius, it's 3 symbols, which include an underline, a cross triangle, and a line dry square. So the care instructions means that you wash it in cool water with gentle cycles, don't use bleach, and you may want to do air drying. If it's a tub with 40 degrees Celsius and 2 dots, that means you can tumble dry it, and they should be washed in warm water and dried at medium heat. And let's say that you don't have a tag. Whoops, you have a piece of clothing, there's no tag on it. Well, what do you do there? In that case, you should wash it in cool water with a gentle cycle, avoid using bleach, and let it dry in the air. This is usually for wool and silk materials and structured jackets. Those you should probably take to a dry cleaner. And you should apply heat only after you see what it does to the fiber. So for example, you can try it on the bottom part of the clothing, like on the inside, just to see what it does before you should apply heat to the entire piece of clothing. So again, that's how you check the tags on the laundry. And basically that'll help you to make no mistakes and to prevent you from damaging your clothes. So make sure that you check your laundry for these tags. And if you need some sort of house cleaning services, you can contact us, Northwest Maids, that's nwmaids.com. All right, thanks so much for watching.